Okay, so the time is up. The Deputy Prime Minister can go.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am the second speaker for the proposition team. Before I go straight into my point, I would like to first off rebut what the first speaker of the opposition team has said. He has said that the parents are not getting married. Instead, it's the children, which is true. I know that parents are not getting married, but think of this. If you were the parents, would you risk your child's happiness on someone who you did not know for 1 second? And it's not very unlikely since you don't know the person and you can't just give your trust to them easily. The second point I would like to rebut is that first impression. He said that arranged marriage is like first impression because you don't know the person very well, and if you go straight into the marriage, there's no way that the two children will know each other and how they behave, which is also not true, because before you go straight into marriage, the parent also scout out the child first. They had to go to the other child's parents and see how they behave, see his personality, see his attitude, see his behavior around the house, how he acts around people. If the person is like well mannered and he's acceptable, then you can arrange a marriage with that person. I also would like to make a rebuttal on the point that on human rights. He said that um, arranged marriage is violating the rights of for the female because she does not have the right to choose, since it's forced marriage into another person's another guy family. But think of this: we're talking about arranged marriage, and it's not forced marriage. If it were forced marriage, then I could agree with this case. But this is arranged marriage. The child has a chance to say no to the arrangement, and but the problem is because she doesn't want to disappoint her parent or put her parents' family name into shame. This is why she has to try out for the arranged marriage and see how it goes. Um, there's no harm in trying it out. You can just work out the marriage later on. But this brings me to my point, which is the statistics of arranged marriage. The divorce rate with arranged marriage is very low, and it's almost as low as 2%. But the reason behind this reasoning is that as we are Cambodian, we are Buddhists, and there's a saying that you can't just go cheat on your husband, or your husband can't just go cheat. It's a taboo, and that's why the wife has to be faithful, and she has to try out and make this marriage work. But there's also a good case, because like a saying once said, marriage is like wine. If you go straight into marriage and thinking that it will work out, it's not going to work out. It's like wine. Since you try wines for the first time and it's not that ripe or it's not that old, it's not going to taste as good as you think. But leave it with time, and it's going to get as better and better. And you know what I mean? And for the second point I would like to raise is domestic violence. With arranged marriage, there's less mental abuse, physical abuse, and verbal abuse. Domestic violence is a very harmful situation for in marriage inside of Cambodia. But we can decrease the rate of domestic violence with arranged marriage, since the parents also scouted out the guy for their daughter, which means they also know how he behaves around the house, how he doesn't have a violent tendency. I would like to ask you some questions. Would you risk your child's safety on someone who you don't even know? Would you risk your child's future on someone you didn't know? Would you risk your child's happiness on someone who you didn't know? The answer is obviously no, but that's the point. You need with arranged marriage, parents have the chance to stop this from happening. The violence, domestic violence. I rest my case. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. We'll take another 2-minute break. The break is up, so Deputy Leader of Opposition, you can go.
Hello, everybody. My name is Haley Hood, and I am the deputy leader of opposition. And before I would like to point out my argument, I would like to uh, give a rebuttal to. I would like to give a rebuttal to the argument that the deputy of the prime minister have point out. For the first point that he has mentioned is divorce rate low among the arranged marriage. For this point, I would like to disagree because I think that if you don't love someone or know someone well and you get married by your parent arrange you might the divorce rate would be higher and increase because you don't love that person and then you going to get married with him, then you will not get to know each other well. And for the second point that I would like to argue is domestic violence. uh, as he has mentioned that arranged marriage, the domestic violence is getting decreased and lower than the couple that love each other or know each other. Uh, as we all know that if we don't know each other or love each other before and we getting married with each other, the domestic violence will be more increased than the person that we have loved before or our boyfriend or girlfriend that we have known each other for many years and getting married. The reason that I disagree with this point is that if we don't love someone, so we when we getting married with each other, we will live at the same home. And for this point, uh, in if we live together and the husband or the wife doesn't love each other or doesn't know each other well, they won't take care of each other or they will like careless when they leave each other. So sometimes the husband come from the work and they get tired of their work. And the wife just ignore him or doesn't um, make a dish for him. Sometimes it might have a domestic violence in the house. Yes, that is all that I would like to give a rebuttal to the uh, forementioned team. And now I would like to provide my argument. The first point is I would like to raise three arguments. The first part is a mental health issue. There will also be plenty of mental issue related to arranged marriage, even though it cannot be measured by studies, since many people in forced marriage are simply too afraid to report their mental condition and their misery to the outside world. It is estimated a high fraction of people in arranged marriage suffer from significant depression and other mental problems, since they are often simply not able to deal with the fact that they basically have to waste their life solely to comply with the wishes of their family. And the second argument that I would like to raise up is spouses may not trust each other, since they actually do not know each other before the marriage take place. There might also be a significant lack of trust between partners in a marriage. Hence, if partners do not trust each other, it might be quite difficult to maintain a working marriage, since mistrust can destroy bonds between partners. In general, people who are forced into arranged marriage may be much unhappier compared to people who were able to choose their partner by themselves, since they might feel like all the freedom of choice had been taken away from them and they never had any influence on his important life decision. And the third point that I would like to point out is potential higher divorce rate. Depending on the country and on the individual circumstances, arranged marriage might also lead to higher divorce rates. Even if this is not the case, some partners may simply escape their marriage by traveling to foreign countries with hopes for a better life in order to get out of their misery. Moreover, if people stay in arranged marriage, many of them might not be happy at all. And this is all for my 3 arguments. And now I would like to elaborate and support. To elaborate my speech is that I have raised up 3 arguments, which is mental health issue, spouse may not trust each other, and the third point is potential higher divorce rate. And that is all for my part. Thank you.